There is something magical about traveling and arriving at your destination by cruise ship. But isn't it more remarkable to travel on green vessel equipped with technologies that help to protect the environment? We are Team Newton and we will help make this dream come true. Our presentation is on stakeholder analysis on life cycle emissions of a cruise ship. We will talk about most important factors that have a role in reducing the cruise emissions.
This diagram presents the most important stakeholders that help directly and indirectly in reducing emissions. The International Maritime Organization has launched emissions regulations that require ship owners to comply with them. One important target is to cut greenhouse gas emissions from the maritime transport industry in half by 2050. Here, shipyards and technology providers play a major role as they need to build cruise ships that are suitable for the regulations, but also to comply with the requirements from the society, port, and traveling passengers. Now let's walk through the stakeholders in our presentation, starting with the role of company partners in the project presented by Wärtsilä.
And this takes us to the two companies which play the main role in the project, Wärtsilä and Meyer Turku. What's in it for them? Wärtsilä is already planning to create an engine with zero CO2 emissions. They have their own sustainability targets which have to be abided by and which correspond to the project. With carbon-neutral cruise navigation, Wärtsilä creates sustainable value for all stakeholders present, boosts research and development, and hence gets more noticeable among the competitors. Let us now move to Meyer Turku. By working on carbon neutrality, Meyer invests in high-tech, and this ensures that they are on the edge of progress, which, along with the need to comply with the regulations, will attract both suppliers and customers. The earlier you start to build sustainable, the more clients who require sustainable you will serve. After gaining a foothold on the green market with this project, Meyer ensures its place in the future of industry. Now my colleague Ahmed will take the stage.
So investors are generally focusing on protecting their investments, making sure they get substantial returns from that, and getting, of course, the kind of reputation and respect that they deserve. Furthermore, their influence is quite great in that sense that they are the ones who lay the foundation for any kind of project that we need to have in the decarbonization and the green maritime model that we're aiming for. Next, I would ask a good question. What would they do to? What would the investors contribute into such kind of projects? So that's the core of investing, in my opinion, exploring new opportunities and getting involved and engaging in such kind of decarbonization projects is the future for them. That's how they could create new business opportunities. Furthermore, I would like to end my speech with visionary investors. Those are the ones who are moved by their personal values, the ones who are environmentally aware, and they're looking forward to making a change and having an impact on the environmental issues nowadays. Those individuals see a green and sustainable maritime model in the future. They see a green future, and they're really pushing towards it. And thank you, and now we move to my colleague, JJ.
Thank you, Ahmed. The European Committee Ship Owners Association is also striving to hit the IMO global regulation targets, as well as constantly improving their ships to help adapt to the new technologies on the market, in addition to reducing the sulfur and CO2 emissions of the ships by using cleaner fuels. However, the individual ship owners are also striving for this project as well, because they're trying to improve their ships faster than the regulations so that they're making sure they're on target and their ships can be operated in all waters. In addition to, lastly, there are huge cost savings that can be made with the new modern technology, as well as by reducing their energy, they also reduce the cost that is needed for the passengers, as well as this helps to earn their carbon credit. Thank you.
Thank you, Jussi, for the explaining value of our project from the ship owner's point of view. Now let's look at the project's significance from a social perspective. Ocean-going vessels' emissions have harmful impact on the environment, human health, and wildlife. Increased quantities of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere have harmed food production as a result of global warming. Globally rising temperatures have resulted in extreme weather conditions such as storms, droughts, and floods, which have led to various habitation concerns and human and animal migration. It is worth mentioning that apart from luxury and comfort, ship passengers are concerned about their carbon footprint and want to participate in the decarbonization journey. Passengers are choosing environmentally friendly ships and contributing to the preservation of nature. Emissions from cruise ships became an intensively discussed topic as an environmental awareness increase and ship calls number of increase in port cities. Cruise industry is interested in finding ways to reduce significant emissions from the cruise operations such as greenhouse gases and air pollutants. However, simply looking at the operational control will not serve the main purpose. With the life cycle assessment, we aim for a more complete evaluation of the emissions associated not only to the operation of the ship but also to its manufacturing process and so-called end of life. When we look at the entire life cycle, we can divide it into four phases: ship designing, ship building, ship operating, and the ship scrapping. To reduce emission, we must implement new control measures at each stage. Investment in fuel saving technologies, use of alternative fuels, electrical power system, advanced exhaust gas purification system are some of the ways by which cruise industry can achieve emission target. Now my colleague Ginela will discuss the motivating cause behind the project's demand.
Thank you, Mahesh, for your explanation about our research on reduction of life cycle emissions of a cruise ship. In conclusion, the main driving factors are: first, to comply with the regulations of the IMO by reducing the carbon emissions by at least 40% by 2030, pursuing efforts towards 70% by 2050. Secondly, give the passengers an option to be more environmentally impactful through their choice of greener vessels. Thirdly, by using renewable sources of fuel like biogas, hydrogen, and ammonia in the future, we can drastically reduce the amount of fossil fuels being used. And lastly, how all of this will happen is by choosing to fund, promote, and encourage the creation of greener vessels. Thank you for listening. Through this means, the total life cycle emissions of cruise ships can be brought down significantly, and hopefully, we can reach zero carbon emissions by 2050. Thank you.